Howdy, 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 everybody. We're starting off a wee bit late, so sorry about that. But we're live from New York. It is Saturday night. Let's make sure we got audio. We got audio. Let's see. Let's boot up some Minecraft. Let's opening up the card game hub. So, yo, Rod, Roger, welcome. What's up, CJ Purple Princess in the chat? Remember we did a video with yes. Welcome, Roger. Yeah, that is my most popular video on my whole channel. I was like 10. Wait a minute. Are you? It's good to see you, Roger. Did we meet? I feel like we met. Potentially. Okay, anyways. Hi. We're building... I see. Well, good to see you anyway, Roger. Alright. We're booting up some Minecraft. I just finished building this game called Azul, which is now on the card game hub / tabletop gaming hub. And now I'm thinking let's return to Zombicide. So I've come up with a couple more ideas for this game. Let's see. So where are we at? So we got the combat system. We got the visuals for what the board's gonna look like. We have the different element IDs and the different zone IDs that are involved. So all these different boxes here are where you can like click this to interact with things or interact with the different zones. We also have like a zone database where if you're in a particular spot, then this database will be able to tell like what can you interact with, where can you reach, what's in range, what's in line of sight, all that sort of stuff. So I think, so what can we do today? Okay, so first off, let's pause this preview so that my computer doesn't slow down too terribly much. So here is the Zombicide board as it looks like at the moment. I think we can remove these. And now, what can we do? So we got to figure out equipment. We got to figure out the different roles. Like, because different players are going to have different abilities and roles involved. Oh, so the regular Zombicide game works with 6 players. However, I think I want to bump that up to 9. And here's why. Since this is a Minecraft version of Zombicide, there's 9 different default characters that can be used. And what's more is, I just found out that this is a thing. Check this out. Is it called NPC? No. There is an entity here which basically looks and acts like a player but isn't one. Let's see if we can figure it out. What is this thing called? Lingering potion? Nope. Mannequin. Boom. Behold. Check this thing out. So you can summon players. Here, let's turn on some music. I'm feeling a little whimsical today. So I just found out that this is the thing. Let's turn on some Approaching Nirvana. And let's do Evolve. Skip. Now, let's do this one. I'm feeling this song. This one. There we go. Okay, so you can summon players. And, okay, let's see if MC Stacker has updated. We can summon a mannequin with different skins. Let's see. Let's see if we want player. Profile name. Can we do, what's this? Let's do McKenna. See if we can do that. McKenna. Nope, that's not McKenna. Here. How much health do these guys have? Well, actually, that's not going to matter for the purposes of the game because, yeah. Can we mace smash? Dang it. Okay, fine. Kill at E. Type equals mannequin. Okay. They have the standard player sounds. Okay, so evidently that did not work. Yo, you can pose them? Description. What? Oh, I had no idea this was a thing. Okay, hold on. What are the default player characters named? Okay, this should be in player. Username. Okay. Can change the skins there. Okay, but what are the default skins called? Okay. Added 7 new skins. Yep. And already changed texture. Okay. Those are the renders. Okay, but what are they called though? Like, what's their Minecraft skin name? Minecraft default characters skins. What are they called? Yes, I know that's what their names are, but how do you summon something that looks like? How do you get the head of, say, McKenna? Damn. Are you kidding me? Oh, it's a profile, right? What are the profiles called? Skins. Okay. What are the default characters? Those are default skins. Yep. Understood. Click on character creator, skin packs. Are you kidding me? Oh, hang on. Instead of a player, we can just do a texture. The texture being, oh, right there. Entity/player/wide/Steve. So we want entity/player/wide/McKenna. Yes! There we go. Okay. Cool. So we can summon these default player skins. Okay? These can be the players, like, player tokens. I don't need to do these stick-on things. I could just use the Minecraft player skins. And the advantage to doing that is you can do... Okay, so let's say we picked Steve. Okay? Now, what can Steve do? Check this out. If I get this mannequin, okay. If we summon a pig, just for practice. Oh, the pig's invisible. I forgot about that. Okay. Ride at n, type equals mannequin. Mount at n, type equals pig. Look at this. You can have, like, this is the real advantage right here, which is that instead of having to, like, figure out what the player tokens are, you can just directly have them right on top of things. Okay? In fact, I think I can put them. Can I put this guy on my head? Hang on. Dang it. Okay, we gotta dismount. Okay. Dismount. Players can't be ridden. Dang it. Can I ride this guy? I know we can. There we go. So, yeah, you can, with commands, you can hop on top of these guys. And then, you know what's even, so yeah, you can see the health of this player character. And what's more is, okay, let's kill off the invisible pig. Okay. Now watch this. Okay. Let's move the mannequin over here. So that's the other cool part, is that mannequins don't move unless you tell them to. What's more is they can hold things because you can equip them with things. And then we also have a new command called swing. Where is that command? But there's a way to get... Oh, that might be in the new... What's JFR? Okay, I don't know what JFR is. I don't want to try that. Where is... Because this is a thing that you can do. Okay, you can do /ride. Stopwatch, stop sound, summon. Wait, what? Tick. Wait, what? Isn't that a new command? Hang on. It's /swing. Yeah, command /swing. Oh, it's for the new update. /swing. It lets you control the swing animation of an entity's hands. So, when the zombies do their when the zombies do their attack, they can actually walk up and then actually look like they attack. So, yeah, this can be just a whole thing. And of course, it's only really necessary when and of course, it's only really necessary once you that's only really necessary if you're in, like, the global view. Damn it. Come on, Sphere. Yeah. Oh, come on. Justin, come on. Yo, what? Clearly, I did not know how spheres work. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, it is a very interesting feature, especially because it's kind of funny how in a world of AI, they'd produce such a feature such as this one. Hi, CJ. Welcome to the world. Oops. No mangrove buds. Nope. Okay. So, we could have... Ooh, that's an idea, actually. We could have the default player skin... Hold up. Hold up. Because here's the thing. So the different player roles were given names in the original Zombicide, like Wanda or Doug or Ned and Amy and things like that, right? Well, well, yes, it's the custom NPC mod in vanilla. Yeah. But here's the wild part. You could hold up. So first off, there's other things that you can, like there's these different poses that you can put the mannequins into and make them immovable. You can hide the description. You can even have them wear different capes and elytra, which is pretty wild. You can have them holding different things. You can have them freeze for some. Oh, interesting. Okay. Anyways, I just thought of something. Could we make this potential? Well, we maybe don't want to make it an unlimited players game, but we could potentially be really creative with this. Because here's the thing. So, if we're gonna use the Minecraft skins as the player names, well then, we could actually have the player roles completely scrambled. That might be too much work to do, though. Okay, so that's nice to have all these kind of creative ideas, but here's the thing. So, where I'm hesitating. So each player character, when you hit certain levels, when you hit certain experience points, you can acquire new skills. So like in the blue level, like when you first start off, you have a default action, you have a default ability. On yellow, you gain one more player action. On orange, you choose between 2 possible player actions, and then in the red, you get 3 possible player actions. And you get into those different levels by gaining experience, which you get by killing zombies. So, what if we scrambled those? Could we even do that? Could we have a dialogue pop-up where the buttons are 2 random options selected out of a list? Because if we can do that, then we can have total customization of player characters. And when you leave the immersive view, it's your player skin that gets left behind. Oh my gosh. This could potentially be... So, the thing is, like... Okay, so looking in the rules, check this out. So in the Zombicide rules, there's a whole list of possible... Yeah, here's all the skills. You can do like +1 action, +1 damage of a type, +1 dice roll, +1 to the dice roll, +1 dice, +1 free combat action, +1 free move action, free search action, max range increase, zone per move, 1 reroll per turn, making 2 Molotov cocktails, 2 zones per move action, ambidextrous, born leader, like all these different things, and not all of them actually are applied to any of these characters here. These are the 6 that are given by the original game. It doesn't include things like, for example, Gunslinger is not an option for these characters. So when I was building the other 3, I figured, hey, why not scramble it up and give all these different characters different things. But if we do a thing where your role card, like, you can get, when you boost up to the next level and you have to now choose options, choose between 2 random options that are given to you, and you go, pick one. Holy smokes! This could be potentially the coolest thing. And if I can't do this in the dialogue box, I'll just have to do it in the form of an item. But still, like, and which is fine because the player's inventory is not going to be crowded up too much. But still, holy smokes! And we can just do that. We just do that. Ah! Okay. Okay, I'm gonna write this down. I'm gonna write down this idea. So, have the when boost. So, when the role card is created, add, choose the blue ability randomly. And then when go to orange/red, pop up dialogue, or give 1, 2, 3 items to choose between random options. So that way, every single time you play the game, it's going to be totally different. Because your rolls are going to be random. Your roll cards can now be completely random. And if that's the case, we don't need a color coding system anymore. At all. Okay. In fact, okay. This game is getting bigger and bigger as time goes on. So in fact, if that's the case, we don't need these player colors anymore because the player token is your player skin. Okay. So, hang on. When we move to the global view, so this executes as the player who gets moved. And okay, so it does matter it doesn't matter which player you are, but let's see if we can change up this data merge thing. So this is not going to be the player 1 token anymore. Tag equals player 1 token. Instead, it can be a mannequin. Okay. Because mannequins don't move. And they also don't get attacked and whatever else. Okay. So we can make the profile... Okay, let's make the profile me, just for now. Hi, JavaMonk. And now... okay. I remember... I actually figured out something similar to this in Monopoly. Okay, first off, let's check something. Can we do literally any item even? Okay. Ooh, it does actually change the profile. Interesting. Okay. Data merge entity at n type equals Mannequin. Okay. Can we do like dirt? Okay. Can we do gray stained glass pane? That's purple and black squares. Oh, is it gray spelled with an E? No, it's not. Where's the texture? Also, let's open up Monopoly, because we'll see if this works for this case as well. Okay. All the code games, assets, Minecraft, textures, block. Maybe it's blank? How about block / blank? Yo, okay. So we just have a cape, which is fine. Okay. Invisible player. It's future JavaMonk. Nah. Future JavaMonk will be floating. Okay. Now. So right now this mannequin is invisible because they have the texture of a blank thing. Let's write down the command that made that happen. Okay. So this is invisible player. And now, oh, real quick. Can we remove the cape? Okay. Do you know if you change the skin texture? Change the skin texture without requiring an account. I think you do need an account. Do you not have an account anymore? I thought you did. Okay, anyways. What is the command? See, we worked this out with Monopoly because I had an idea of like the properties that you own are going to have your head on the property. And somewhere here, okay, the displays summon player head. Okay. There we go. Okay. Item modify. Okay. Oh, wait. Just thinking about personal projects. Okay. Yeah, almost. But because of this, with the mannequins, you can actually change it to any texture that you want to. Okay. So this actually does use item modify. Bummer. Could we still use it anyway? Okay. So we're modifying this mannequin. We're going to see if we can automatically apply my player skin. Okay. Contents? No. Okay, we got container. Contents, ender chest, skull past that, horse, horse.chest, inventory, player.crafting, player.cursor, saddle, villager, and weapon. Okay. So I don't think we're quite going to be able to do that. But let's see. Get entity me. Let's see. Can we grab transmit range. Debug. That's my ender chest. Okay. JavaMonk.YT has these properties. Can I get my profile? Nope. That's my block entity data. Can you get... Okay. Yeah, I don't think this is quite gonna... I'll need to ask somebody how to do this. How to apply an online player skin directly to a mannequin entity. Okay. So we shall ask the data pack people. But if we make that work, it's gonna be glorious. And it's gonna be so incredibly cool. Because then we could have invisible player and then lock in to into position. How incredibly awesome would that be? Okay. Okay, I'm gonna put this in the all the roles thing. Okay. Yeah, I don't think having... Yeah. I don't think dialogue like the pop-up dialogues is gonna be the way to do this, to be able to randomly choose between options. Because the thing is, if we go over here, search up data pack creators, dialogues are pretty limited. Like, let's see. If we delete this, because we want to choose an action, right? And let's see. So could we, unless Zombicide roles, and the role would be role 0. Oh, but can we choose this index here at random? Okay, maybe storage is not the way to go. List? Maybe? Interpret, separator. Okay, I don't see anything in here that says pick a random element of the list. Okay. Let's do selector. Nope. Let's try entity. Let's pick our tag to be something like random option 1. Probably there's going to be a limit of 1. And the NBT that we yoink, or that we want, is we want... Okay, so this might be... But let's see. Okay. Let's see if I can get this to work. Add random option 1. So, source entity, type NVT, interpret true. Let's see. If we do equipment dot main hand. Okay, let's say this guy here was holding a piece of paper. So we want to do data merge entity at n, you show your arms, and I gave you a piece of paper. You know what, let's give you a shulker shell. And I want you to have a particular name. Can we get that name to pop up on the item or in the dialog box? See, the reason I'm so kind of nervous, I don't think this will work because I tried a similar thing with Purple Mr. Onion and it didn't work. So let's say we had a custom name. Okay. So, let's see if we can extract that. Data get entity you. So first off, equipment.mainHand is what you're holding. We then want components dot Minecraft custom name. And that should be how we grab the thing. Okay. Okay. And now, okay, so Monopoly is not going to be helpful here. Let's see if we can get that to do its thing. So I'm going to have dialogue and choose option .mc function, not .mc function. This is .json. There we go. Okay. Let's see. I need to save and quit and go back in. I know what I'm doing. Okay, so it loaded. That's good. Now, does this work? Nope. Okay. Dang it. That sucks. Okay. No errors, but it also doesn't do the thing. Okay. I ran into a similar problem with Purple Mr. Onion, so this isn't too terribly surprising. It does suck though. Let's see. What could we do instead? What's another way to pop up a thing that says, here's your two options, choose one, with those options coming from random? Oh, written books. We can have written books with buttons, just like with mini golf. So each page has a short description of what that thing is, the different options are on different pages, and you click whichever one you want. Yeah. And then the pages are easy to extract. Those I can just, like, seriously, the way, oops. Like, if I really wanted to do, like, if I wanted to do pages, that one's actually very easy. I literally just need to line up a row of armor stands here and have each of them hold a written book. And then each of those books just has one of the pages. At which point I do the data modify, modify the book and slap on a random page. Yes, that's how we do this. And I think that'll be more in theme as well. Okay, forget these dialogues. They're too advanced. We ain't doing that. None of that advanced stuff. We're doing some unga bunga slap a page onto a book. Okay. Hey, Phantom Toast, welcome. That's okay. You got some projects to work on. That's totally fair. Okay. Right. Give a book with the pages describing the options for what to apply. When the book is given, append pages randomly from a set of armor stands, which each hold one page. Yes! Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Oh my gosh, this is so exciting. And then the yellow ability is always just going to be that's just going to be +1 action. Because that's the way it is with all the rules, is that yellow, once you get to the yellow level, you add one more action. Which is great. Okay. Cool. Okay. Okay, this is going to be so cool. This is going to be a very bloated game with a lot of features. But it's going to be so insanely awesome. Okay. So we can choose the abilities randomly out of the list. We have pages here, which we can apply the pages append the pages based on what's available. And then yeah. In fact, the book can be page 1 is choose your options, and then with pick option 1, pick option 2, click. Actually, no, let's not do that. Each page triggers a scoreboard that does the... Okay. Each page has button to trigger the scoreboard, which applies that particular modifier to the roll card. Yes! Woo! Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah. Oh, this is gonna be so cool. And then and we can also have the classic punch players while holding the roller card so that you can apply your effect onto that player. Yeah. Like if you get the healer ability, you can right-click the roll code to heal, or punch someone while holding the roll code in order to heal that other person. Oh, that's gonna be so cool. Yeah. In fact, we can go even bigger than that. Well, probably don't want to do that though. I was just thinking, like, you could, like, if you were going to, like, heal another player, you can punch their player token instead of the player themselves. But that could be risky and a little weird, so maybe not. Yeah, I kind of like having the player-to-player interaction. Like having the players walk up and go, "Hi, get healed." Like that's the healing slap. You just walk up and go, "Get healed." Yeah. Okay, I like that idea much better. The slap of healing. You go, "Get healed." Okay. Sweet. Okay. Let me grab some tea real quick. See, now the problem becomes, at some point I gotta actually make it functional. You came back behind the chair and that's stolen your chair from me. Excellent. Yeah. So, potentially next week, we might be able to do a chair stealing for real. Potentially. Yeah, so next week the stream will be on Sunday instead of Saturday. Although on Saturday, I was thinking we can do a bad book club reading. Because so CJ and Phantotos and Braveheart and a bunch of my friends, like, we all got together and started a bad book club. And yeah, we will not be posting those videos publicly. They do contain our real names, and I'm very protective of my real name. So yeah. Although I did share the I did share CJ's edited videos of those sessions, and my mom loves them. Like, it's just absolutely losing it, and is having the best time of her life. So yeah, CJ, you have a fan. And my mom's always been a fan of you. Okay, anyways, cool. Okay, so we have roles, we have different. Yay. How weird is it that my mom is more of a fan of CJ than she is of me? Like, that things might have balanced out more recently, but still, like, what are you gonna do? Anyways. It's like how every parent has their favorite child, and it's not you, it's not your siblings, it's your friends. See, what that means is that I keep good company. Y'all are good friends in that regard. Okay, anyways, let's move on from that sad fact. So, we can stick on pages from these armor stands and staple them on as like a, hey, choose this, or choose this, or choose this. And then you can click the button to choose the option. Yeah. Okay. Oh, that's so cool. That's so cool. Okay. So that's that. Okay. Yeah, that's how we're gonna pick the role cards. And yeah, once I figure out how to staple on a player's skin onto a mannequin, we can then have little mannequins be the representative for the players. Okay. Cool. Okay, so if that's the case, we might want to update our immersive view and global view things, specifically to when we move to, so we gotta update these for the different player tokens. Yeah, okay. So we gotta update those. Nope. Immersive viewpoint. This is still relevant. It does not depend on the item, on having an item display. Okay. Move to the immersive view. This is where we do the okay, so this is where we gotta do the thing that makes the mannequins look blank. There we go. There we go. Okay. And what's more is, okay, so if we don't need different textures for each of the player tokens, then what textures do we actually need? Let's see. Let's do East of Switzerland. Why not? Can we do... Could we make this an unlimited players game? An infinite players game? Could we do that? We'd have to figure out a new way to do turns, or a new way to... Nah, because it is a turn-based game. So I don't think we can quite do unlimited players with that. However, we can still bump up how many players we can have at once. Well, let's keep it to 6 players for now. Just because I don't know how complex things might get. But yeah, that's unlimited players doesn't work if it's a turn-based game, which Zombicide very much is. It's very much a turn-based game. So I think, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to expand how many different players can play at once. Well, we can expand the maximum number of players, but we won't be able to go infinite. Yeah, unfortunately. Okay. However, we can set that maximum to be whatever we want it to be. So, see, with games like Coup or Egyptian Rat Slap or things like that, I set the maximum to be 20 players because the server can only have I think 30 people online at once, maybe 40. And also, good freaking luck getting 20 players on a server at once. That's just, unless you're Hypixel, that's just not going to happen. Which kind of like, this kind of is sort of the dream, like having like a very oddly specific Hypixel. Like that's like the ultimate dream. Having people running around the hub and jumping between different games, having these games running simultaneously, nonstop. Like that's the dream. At the very least, having more than just my friends. Like, look, y'all are great, but like, I'd really love to have more people on the server. Like, y'all are amazing. You're the reason why the server is like where it is right now. But like, I don't know. I'd like to have the hub actually be populated with people other than just me and my friends. I hope that's not too like, yeah. So, and I look at the server logs, and there are actually occasionally people who do pop in. So, like outside of the streams, which is great. Like that gives a good reason to have the 24/7 server. So, yeah, it's very, that 24/7 server is very much worth it. But yeah, okay. So what do we want to do? Do we extend Zombicide to be playable by more players? Yeah, the important thing is getting it out there. Yeah. Especially because this isn't a PvP server. Very intentionally not. So that's why it's not appealing to people like WarBuddy. Or like Tienda, people like that. Like, it's very specifically designed to not be a PvP arena. It's like a, yeah. And I never intend to build such a PvP arena. Potentially I might add sports games. Like, I saw a YouTuber make baseball in Minecraft, and it's actually pretty awesome. Phoenix SC, I think. Yeah, Phoenix SC made baseball in Minecraft. Like, with the physics engine and everything. The problem with a lot of sports games is that they require you to make a physics engine. They require you to have coherent physics, which is something that Minecraft can handle, as evidenced by the fact that Phoenix SC was able to make baseball. But it is complicated. Well, it's too complicated for me. How's that? I'm not gonna be able to do that. That's gonna take a lot. Though to be fair, I did say the same thing about board games, like about 2-3 years ago. So, I don't know, that's a good change. I don't think that's going to come anytime soon, though, sports games. And also, I'm just not interested. I mean, yeah. Yeah, I'm just not too interested in making a sports game. However, we can expand. Yeah, because here this is like the ultimate nerd. That's what this is. This is the ultimate nerd server. No, yeah. Third generation baseball fan. Yeah, that's yeah. This is the nerd server. This is the you come in if your athleticism is limited to like Quidditch or something like that. I have kind of I always thought it'd be kind of fun to have like Quidditch in Minecraft. I have no idea how I would make that work, but it's a fun idea. Okay, so me thinks maybe instead of, well, Okay. Glad I just said that. Nice. Yeah. Yeah, this is the nerd server. Okay. That's why we don't have PvP. Because it's I don't know. This isn't for athletics. This isn't a thing of, this isn't about how can you click the fastest. This is a we are intellectuals. That sounds pretentious. But you know what I mean. We're nerds. I mean, I'm a nerd. Good at PvP because I had to survive off it in the early server days. Wait, what? You have to survive off of PvP. Oh, I guess like in the early days of like when Hypixel was first came about. Yeah, that makes sense. You know what would be interesting? Like, potentially something to add as like a sports game would be something like Decked Out. Like, so Decked Out is a Hermitcraft game built by Tango Tech on the Hermitcraft server. Not the Season 3 server, unfortunately. But future versions have this card game. It's like a card game dungeon crawler. And it is so insanely cool. It was built with redstone. Like, holy crap. Like, yeah. So, Decked Out 2 was like I think Hermitcraft Season 9. And then this season, Tango Tech is building Decked Out 3, and you can watch him build it, which is insane. Yeah, Party Games Hill. Yeah, so if we are going to have sports games, they're gonna be something like Decked Out, where it would be it's a card game dungeon crawler, and it is athletic in the sense that you need to be like you need to be able to like there's like monsters in the dungeon. There's like wardens and ravagers and things like that, just hanging out in the dungeon. So if we're gonna have sports, that's what that would be like, if at all. Invented a game of baseball using nothing but dice and chess pieces. Yo, what? That's cool. Like any kind of sports game would have like yeah. What other? Yeah, like build battles. I don't know, is build battle a sport? It's been done before. See, that's the difficulty really, is like, would it make sense to have a hub of those sorts of games? Because the only game I can really think of is Decked Out as a sports game. Or like trying to make my own bowling or something like that. Which is, yeah. Is like if I were to try to make my own bowling, it would be I'd have to build a physics engine, which I am not equipped to do. If I were to do something like Decked Out, well, what other game would fit that? And if I were to add Decked Out to the server, I just put it in the card game hub, because it's a card game. Like, maybe Throw Burrito could be also considered a sports game, potentially. Ooh, there's an idea. This tabletop versions of sports games. That's collaborative and visually engaging. Yeah, that's the problem. And therein lies also the problem with building something like Throw Burrito. Because with that one, like, it's a card game, but then, like, depending on the cards that you play, the players can stand up and, like, start throwing burritos at each other. But the thing is that that kind of physical activity, it stops when someone actually gets hit with the burrito. And so it kind of makes sense to make it kind of like spoons in that case, where it's like you pick up the burrito, you throw it like a snowball, because Minecraft physics already has snowballs and things like that. You're not like, and you just, at that point, your only option is to dodge, which is fine, because that's also the way in the original game. If the burrito hits you, it counts. So it's like, but that's not really a sports game. It's a card game. It's cards. And then I guess if you raise your blood pressure enough, like with competitiveness, then any game can be a sports game if your blood pressure is high enough. So, yeah. I don't know. Something to workshop. That's going to take an awful lot of thinking of even what to add as a sports game. Yeah. And also, most of them would involve a physics engine, which I don't do physics engines. There's a reason everything here is a fantasy where you can walk through the walls of these buildings, because like I can't be bothered with trying to make a physics engine. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so as far as Zombicide goes, what should be the maximum players? I guess we could potentially, like, we could do like 12 players. Might be a good way to expand the game there. Well, or alternatively, we can keep the same 6 players max and just roll with it. I think I might like that idea better. Because like games like Ticket to Ride and Risk and things like that, they also have 6 player maximums. But like, yeah, like Pandemic has maximum of 7. Those player maximums are in there for a reason. I think I might just not want to mess with those. But we can still have like the, yeah, we can still have like your player tokens is your player character. And maybe we could do the same for Monopoly. In fact, that might be a good idea. The player tokens are the, like, your pieces are your player character. It's a pretty fun idea, actually. In fact, okay, you like when the player pieces are tokens. Yeah. Yeah, because I was just thinking, like, what about things like Pandemic? Because there's only one player token around. I mean, but okay, here's the thing. I could actually, can I do that? Do item display still hold the texture? You know, let's do item display. Let's see. Yeah, there are player tokens in the original game, because that's how that works. Let's see. Can we import the item model? Yeah, Pandemic does have player tokens, and specifically only has one. You can't duplicate yourself. So it makes sense to have the player is your player token, which would also remove the confusion of like, wait, where are you again? Oh, you're over there. It removes that because you can go, oh, mini me is over there. Mini CJ is over there. Mini JavaMonk is over there. So that could be a way to do that. Okay. More. I'm going to ask the Minecraft Commands Discord for how to do the apply a skin thing. Okay. Minecraft Commands. Java help. Okay. Let's see. How to apply a specific player's skin to a mannequin entity. I want to be able to take a currently online player and apply their skin to a mannequin entity. Let's see. I know that the mannequin's profile can be changed with /data modify, but I don't see anything in the player's data that corresponds to profile or name or anything like that. Is this possible? Like, surely it's possible to do, right? Okay. Okay. I'm gonna tag this. This is a commands data packs. Yeah, sure. Save those tags. Post. Okay. We shall see what the Discord gets back. Okay. In the meantime, if we're gonna do that, if we're gonna update Pandemic, then we'll need to also swap out the item displays for mannequins, which is perfectly doable. Like, I think that's quite doable. I think that would be quite manageable. Well, actually, potential problem. Mannequins have a hitbox. Okay. Data merge entity U. Mannequins have a hitbox. In that, if we make you immovable, do you still have a hitbox? Okay. That could be a problem. Like, not only do these things have a hitbox, but in fact, the hitbox will resist you trying to move inside them. Yeah. Yeah, see that? So that's a problem. Item displays have no such problem, because item displays do not have a because item displays don't have a hitbox. Okay. In that case, so is it worth still doing that then? Doing all that work? Like, I guess is it worth still using the mannequins? I think we already have a global and immersive view, so I think maybe not, because we already have that whole like swap between the views thing, and that already puts your player character in the location that it's meant to be. So I think yeah, I think maybe let's not use mannequins. Let's maybe not use the mannequins as player tokens, for the reason that mannequins have a hitbox, and so you can accidentally end up punching them. We only want certain things to have hitboxes. Then again, the zombies also have a hitbox. The zombies also have hitboxes. Okay, so in that case, it makes sense to do the mannequin thing for Zombicide, because the zombies also already have hitboxes. It does not make sense to do this for Pandemic, because with Pandemic, only the cities have hitboxes that you can actually click on, which is on purpose, because otherwise things could get weird. Actually, I mean, why not have mannequins for player tokens? Okay, I just convinced myself one way, and now I'm trying to convince myself the other way. I'm indecisive. What should I do? Do we use the mannequin system and have, like, so the mannequin system would look like this. You would have type equals mannequin. Nope, not Pangraph, but dang it. Nope. Attributes at n type equals mannequin. Scale base set 0.5. So your player tokens would be about yay big, and they would look like miniature versions of you. You, the player, the actual player. Like, if I was playing the game, this would be... my player character would be exactly this. Does that make sense? Yeah. So is this specific? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. See that? Okay, that's the actual difference. This game is meant to be immersive. Okay. See, Ticket to Ride doesn't have player characters because you don't have player tokens. You don't have a position of your character. Pandemic does have that. So potentially we could have like you could have like miniature versions of you at the city. And that could be your player token in Pandemic. I kind of like that idea, actually. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think this is a good idea? Should I go through Pandemic and update to update the player tokens to look like that? Once I figure out how to apply skins, of course. But should I do that? Yeah, for Zombicide, maybe it does make sense to use a mannequin here. I am a little worried about the whole hitbox thing, though. I guess that's the one thing that makes me a little bit nervous for this idea, is the fact that these hitboxes actually resist you. Unlike interactions or something like that. Okay, so for Pandemic, we can use a token. For Zombicide, do we do this mannequin thing? Knowing that the hitboxes, well, yeah, so I guess with Zombicide it makes sense because like the hitbox is already, like the zombie hitbox is already going to try to resist you. Okay, so we're voting Pandemic, keep using the tokens. Zombicide, use these guys. Okay, I like that. And then for Forbidden Island, maybe we could do the same Zombicide thing. The same kind of player token thing. Well, not player token. We use the mannequins. Mm-hmm. There's an idea. Okay. Cool. Yeah, okay, so genuine, like, board tiles like this, we use the mannequins. I like that idea. Okay, cool. In that case, slightly shorter stream today. Maybe personalized. That's exactly the point, right? Like, the your roll is going to be random, and your maybe the roll, like, because Forbidden Island also has rolls, like your player token here can wear different hats depending on what their role is. That could be an idea. So, yeah. So for Zombicide, our player tokens are going to look like this. They're going to look like wee little guys. Maybe this big. There we go. About the size of a door. Because you are going to be the size of this. You're going to be this size. So, yeah. These are wee little guys. And they're the size of a door. But when you're in the immersive view, you swap out for the mannequin there. Okay. Yay! Okay, sweet. Okay, so Forbidden Island, we do the mannequins. And because Forbidden Island also will have that immersive global view thing going on. But for the I like this a lot. Okay. Cool. And this isn't going to be too... I I don't think it's going to be too much work for me. It might end up being a lot of work for me. So we will have to play it by ear in that regard. Okay. Let's grab fireworks. Yep, that's nice to be set sign. And let's grab our elytra. Yeah. Yeah, I won't. If it proves to be too difficult, I'm just gonna not do that. But it would be so cool if I could. Okay. That also depends on what the command people come back with. Is can that be done? Because if it can't, then it's not gonna work. But yeah, okay. And we'll keep it to 6 players. Okay, cool. So there we go. I like this plan. Yeah, I like this a lot. Okay. Cool. So with that, okay. So in that case, we got the immersive global view, and we just got to figure out the mannequin stuff. And then let's see if we can figure out player movement. Yes. This is a new technical expertise and new technical enterprise. This is new for the Tabletop Gaming Hub. And I, for one, am quite excited. Okay, so what's left to do? I think the next big thing that we'll do. So next week will be a very special live stream on Sunday, and then I think as far as future projects go, or as far as future progress on Zombicide goes, I think it would be wise to work on spawning zombies. I just think that would be a wise decision. We do the spawning the zombies and also moving the zombies and do the zombies turns. Because the game's gonna be no good without a villain. And well, we got oodles of villains. Okay. And then from there, we got to do the player turns. So that's like doing the searching. That's doing the breaking down doors, driving cars into buildings, if that's available. Healing, wounding, all those different things. Which honestly is not too, like, food heals wounds. Yeah, so, yeah, you've got all kinds of different options. Yeah. You got zombies breaking down doors, pity points, ranged weapons don't target the survivors, abominations have health, splitting up groups, drop items on death, that kind of stuff. So, yeah, very exciting stuff all around. So with that, I will see y'all next time. Alright? Bye-bye. Bye. Later. Ow. Bye. Join us later for Dad Book Club.